Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are currently in the Dawn Trail melee DPS Rolequest. Tell Kuiyki here, hunting for a shape-shifting ninja who has stolen one of her artifacts, namely one that allows him this shape-shifting. Cornered prey. Desiree, I'm so relieved to see you. I thought you might resent me for lying to you, but you might refuse to lend me your help again. I'd certainly be hard-pressed to reclaim the cocoon alone in this foreign land. I truly meant what I said before. I'm counting on you. For I'm ashamed to admit it, when I first arrived here, I was nearly swindled out of an heirloom by a talking catfish. I've been scouring the city for a shop to pawn my choker so I could secure room and board, you see? And the catfish approached me claiming it would buy the necklace for a fair price. Offered me a handful of coin that glittered like gold. Was about to accept the offer when Itoka appeared. In mere moments she discerned that the catfish currency was counterfeit and ended the transaction then and there. She dragged me to the markets afterwards and pawned her own necklace to secure lodging for both of us. The moment she arrived, Itoka took care of everything. What I'm trying to say is, I can't do anything on my own. I'm reckless and impulsive, and I'm just really glad to have you by my side. It's been some time, my friends. Pray forgive my sudden visit, but I come bearing urgent tidings. We spoke to you at the House of Affairs. What brings you all this way? I was able to make contact with Samidare. I told him I was willing to make amends and join with my oldest friend in exposing the lies in people's hearts. He responded most eagerly and bade me meet him in secret. Wait, really? Did he say where? Aye. Hellslit. I had a mind to lay an ambush for him, but not knowing the extent of the power he wields, I thought it best to seek help. So I come here to beg your aid, Desiree. Your strength and valor are unequaled, and we cannot apprehend Samidare without you. We may never get another chance to catch him unawares like this. There's no time to lose. Wait, forgive me for speaking plain, Huntress, but I fear it would only be a hindrance to Desiree when fighting begins. Let us go to Hellslit by skiff and meet her after villain is subdued. Oh, I take your point. You're right. Without us there to distract her, Desiree can focus wholeheartedly on the battle. Sorry, would you mind going alone? We'll be there as soon as we can. Are you sure he is not the imposter? It's an old friend of him. He could make it work. And we don't know this man very well. Alright. No signs. No signs, but unsettling presence. Red Kojin. Here are mercenaries? Samidare is nowhere to be found. There's naught to do but await your companion's arrival. Hey, you alright? came as soon as... Oh, the battle is over already. Where's Samidare? I was attacked, but not by him. What? So this was a trap? Wait, over there? You alright? Thank goodness I made it. After all that time I spent in the old Kojin's shell, convincing his underlings to attack you, my blade will mere ilms away from the skins of your back, alas. A meticulous plan gone to waste. It seems I underestimated your strength, and the failed Huntress's tenacity. I guess I am outmatched, and no common beast I might mimic can stand against you. I must contemplate your deaths with more care, more rigor. Look forward to our next meeting. Forgive me. Needed to catch my breath. Samidare's friend was a villain himself. As soon as the skiff made it to the open sea, he threw me overboard. I damn near had to swim like a fish to make it here in time. He made me into a fool again. He waylaid me before, using a similar ruse. By the time I figured out what was what, Itoka was already... I always wondered how a craven like Samidare was able to kill her. Our greatest hunter. And now I know. When Itoka felt the blade at her back and turned to see the face of her killer, she saw me. I'm glad I was able to prevent history from repeating itself. I don't want to lose you too. We should return to Kogane. Samidare may have planted more than one trap for us here. I fear the worst as I rushed to reach you. The moment Samidare was in sight, I charged without thinking, which in retrospect was probably for the best. If I tried to shoot him from afar with my bow, I might have missed, or worse it, hit you instead. In any case, I'm just relieved you're safe. I promise to be more wary from now on, particularly of familiar faces. It hardly needs saying, but remember to keep your guard up as well. For now, I'll resume my efforts to gather information about Samidare's whereabouts. You'll be the first to know once I have a lead. You know, based on the situation, there is always a bit of time between leaving her and continuing the quest, yeah? We technically never know if it's truly her or not Samidare who's taking her place. Imposter syndrome. What an interesting jelly. Good to see you, Desiree. Or should I say, Samidare? There's only one way to be sure. I need you to tell me something only you and I would know. When I used the cocoon to take on Itaka's form, what creature did I hunt? You never told me. It's really you. That's a relief indeed. I never told you that my arrow struck a great wild boar, a prize for any hunter. Samidare is the only one who ever saw it. Sorry for doubting you, but I could think of no better way to expose him if he'd attempted to impersonate you again. I have to remain vigilant after all, even though no news of his plots has reached me as of late. From here to Yansha, people are on alert for a many-faced agitator within their midst. Not even a stray cat is beyond scrutiny. While Samidare can no longer act so brazenly, I'm afraid this means his stray has gone cold. We also have another problem. Many pushed me into the Ruby Sea. The remedy I carried was soaked in salt water. I'm afraid it's no longer effective. Now that was planned from the start was to eliminate the one means we had of undoing the cocoon's mimicry. We had a disadvantage too great to ignore. Which is why I intend to synthesize a new batch. I was just about to go procure the necessary ingredients from a supplier when you arrived. Why don't you join me? I've never heard of such materials. Where are they found? Deep in the forests of Tural, a land beyond the Great Sea and far, far to the west of here. Tural? I'm afraid my supply chain does not extend quite that far. Thank you. I feared as much. It doesn't help that the materials can only be harvested when the season is right. Even were I to return, I thought I could find what I need. You have no choice but to give up on the remedy. I'm sorry. Now we are at the mercy of Samidare's cunning. Hello there. Tell me, have you any cells that might ease my aching back? Service isn't the apothecary. Where are your spectacles? Oh yes, how could I forget? Much better. Sometimes I forget that I'm as blind as a bat without these. Forgive me, Shirakashi. Ah, bad eyesight, yeah? Excuse me, but do those bits of glass covering your eyes help you see better? Well, yes. Are you unfamiliar with spectacles? I've seen folk wearing them before, but I always thought they were decorative, like my choker. Tell me, where can I procure a pair of my own? Yamibuki is your man. He is a breadth of artisan contacts who will ensure you receive a pair of fine-tuned to your specifications. You'll find a shop at this very street. I'll look for him, thank you. You're welcome, young lady. Goodbye. Spectacles? I'm sorry, you must be completely bewildered. I thought a failure of a hunter like me would never be able to aid you in battle, but I've just come to realize there's hope yet. But let's not crowd this stall any longer. Can you join me over there? Ever since I was a child, I had trouble seeing things from afar. That's why my aim with a bow is so poor. I'm not fit to be a hunter, never was. It's only natural chores like washing sheets and preparing meals felt onto me. I've always yearned to do more, to be more. I've looked up to Utaka ever since I can remember. No matter how hard I tried, I simply couldn't give up on my dream. I had to be just like her. So I begged her to teach me everything she knew, from the basic of drawing a bow to precise aiming techniques that few hunters use. Yet despite all her efforts, my sight failed me when it counted most. All my life I thought it was simply how nature intended for me to be. I was content to accept my lot. But now that I know spectacles may improve my eyesight, I feel hope? If I could just try them, maybe my arrow might fire true. I could join you in battle, maybe even strike down Samidare with my own arrow. May have lost remedy, but this would give us an element of surprise. So I have to try on spectacles for myself. Alright, let's go meet this Yamabuki. Change to goldsmith, do it myself. I wonder what procuring a pair of spectacles entails. pair of spectacles, is it? I can certainly get your order in the pipeline, but I'm afraid there'll be a wait. I'm fresh out of supplies, you see, and the next shipment isn't due for a number of weeks. Of course, if you're in a rush, you could roll up your sleeves and get the materials yourself. All you need is the glossy shell of an azure hawkbill and a cluster of Aurelian quartz. Bring them here and my affiliates can begin work immediately. Who knows what schemes Samidare might contrive should we let down our chase for weeks. Would you be willing to lend me a hand with procuring the materials? If we split up, we should be able to gather them in the blink of an eye. Quite the eager pair, I see. In that case, I dare say you'll be able to negotiate with a blue Kojin for a carapace of splendid quality. Ah, I visited Tamamiz during my investigations of the Ruby Sea. I'll handle the shell. That leaves you with the Aurelian quartz. Pray look for a cavern near Shoal Rock in the Ruby Sea. Sprinkle some glistening gravel to lure a shoal Iwamushi from its lair within and retrieve a cluster from its shell. Let's meet back here when we're finished. Let's. Ah, you're first to return. I trust you have a quartz in hand. Here you go. Excellent. This will make for a fine pair of lenses. Now we'd only wait for your friend. I'm back. What's up? Sorry, didn't mean to alarm you like that. I spoke with a Kojin of the Blue as planned, but soon learned that Hawkbill Shell have been sparse of late. They were reluctant to part with a single one. I was able to wear them down though, until they proposed an exchange. If I dealt with a red Kojin who'd invaded their fishing grounds, they'd spare a shell. I knew my bow would be useless, so I took leave out of Desiree's book and fought them close and personal. As you can see, I took quite a beating, but solid way. I may be a little worse for wear, but the trouble was worth it. I have a shell as promised. With it, your associates can get started. Indeed, they can. Let us first measure your eyesight and then they can get to work. This is incredible. Everything is so vivid. Why, I'm sure I could hit a bird over the horizon. Come this way. Want to fire some test shots at the sign over there. Hold on, that seems like a fine way to earn the eye of a Sekisagumi. Prepare some targets for you, so let's move somewhere less crowded. Of course. Thank you for going to the trouble. Honestly, I felt quite similar with my first pair of glasses. Let's see. Nice. Yep. Very good. I did it. I really did it. After all these years, my aim is true. When we find Samidare, we won't know what hit him. I don't know if I can properly describe the feeling to you. After so long, I don't feel like someone pretending to be a hunter. Finally, I don't feel like a burden. As soon as I catch even a whiff of Samidare's trail, we stop him for good. When that moment arrives, please let me your strength for one last time. Together we retrieve the cocoon and return it to my village. A hunter true. Your timing could not have been more impeccable, Desiree. A person claiming to be an acquaintance of yours stopped by just moments ago, wishing to have a word. About Samidare, no less. They're presently waiting in my room, so give me just a moment, I bring them here. You look well, Desiree. Forgive me for eschewing pleasantries, but there have been an urgent matter I wish to discuss. What did we eat the night before our trial in Balam's metal? I believe we feasted on gulu gulu meat. You and Ian competed to see who could bring back the greater haul. It would seem you too have grown wary of impostors, and we can proceed straight to the heart of the matter. You appeared in Morley Low a few days ago, claiming Ian had been driven to madness, that he was assembling an army in Doma with plans to conquer the Yazim steppe. For blessing, we'd already received word from a Doman envoy that an agitator was mimicking others and saw the ruse for what it was. Unfortunately, when we attempted to capture them, the impostor transformed into a sheep and disappeared among the bands grazing on the plains. When I informed our friends in Doma of the incident, I was told you have been using Kugane as a base to track down the perpetrator, and I thought it best to apprise you of this happening. Samidare, he won't relent. His schemes won't end until we make them end. You may discover a clue as to his whereabouts in Reunion. If anyone in the steppe has seen him, that is where they will be. Now I must alert the other tribes to this threat. May the winds speed your way. Off to the Yazin steppe then. With any luck, someone in Reunion will have insight to offer. Someone's doing a trouble. A quarrel among the tribes is as common as the rising sun. Not a day goes by without it. Now if you excuse me, I have goods to sell. Kindly continue your inquiries elsewhere. Someone's stirring up trouble beyond the normal means? Conflict is forbidden in Reunion, this is known. As for my tribe, all is at peace. I heard a rumor of interest, however. It seems Magna of Illinois has been behaving strangely of late. Perhaps that is related to the matter you are investigating? Conflict, not besides the normal quarrels between tribes, certainly disputes on the scale you speak of. But I have heard rumors that Magna has been sneaking out from the Dawn Throne. Where could he be going and to do what, I wonder? Were you able to learn anything of interest? Just rumors that Magni was acting weird. I heard rumors pertaining to this Magni. One person even stated they saw him headed toward a plane called Badam's Metal not long ago. Maybe his is the form Samidare chose to take on? Whatever the case may be, we'll find the answers at Badam's Metal. We can't allow Samidare's depravities to go on any longer. Steel yourself for when next we face him by putting an end to all of this. Good, you're ready. Once the battle begins, there's no telling which form Samidare might take. An eminent warrior, a fearsome beast, or worse. He's also shown more scrupulous behavior in his preparations of late. Whatever his form, we would do best to assume that he has thoroughly studied its strengths and will use them to full effect. Yet I'm not a feeble hunter I was before. Together, with your martial might and my exacting eye, we will defeat him. At long last, Itoka shall have her vengeance, and my village shall see the cocoon returned. My beautiful bright son, I would bask in your warmth till my flesh returns to the earth. As a feral dog-gone rabbit, you speak these Hannah's words to lure me into your cot, only to slit my throat as I sleep. Hush, fool, I'm your Nama. Though we've had our disagreements in the past, I've come to understand my actions were born of love. Yet only now am I forced to wed do I realize this. Despite my shame, I wish to confess my feelings before it's too late. Wed? A foul beast like you to whom? To what? Kin of Doma. By becoming kin, he seeks to leverage the influence of a Dofal to claim dominion over the steppe. The Doma knows no shame. Very well, I will consider your proposal, far-fetched though it may be. I cannot overlook the possibility that you are my Nama. But first we must gather our warriors. The Doman impudence cannot go unpunished. Be much for Doma come tomorrow's dawn. That's not Sadu. What are you doing here? It's not obvious where spies of Doma come to quash any thoughts of resistance. You must kill them quickly. But she's the Han. Dong. Poor Magni. You two are quite a persistent pair. I'd hoped to strike at your back from the shadows, But now you forced my hand. I will select from my repertoire the greatest warriors I have witnessed and use their strength to give you the death you so crave. Silver-tongued Samidare. Beginning with her. How dare you? When my arrow pierces your breast, Itoka will finally know peace. And let's do this. I'm taking back what you stole. Take it if you dare, from the hands of Itoka herself. With this artifact, her mastery is mine to wield. Even your command of a beast, now come forth and swarm my foes. Let's see how fleet of foot you are. Crush them. There's so many, but I can bury them in a volley of arrows. Stubborn fools. Very well, I shall borrow the might of that brutish Oranir. Magnai? Magnai. We'll scuttle about no more. Get, move! Now deliver the coup de grace with a Dofal devil. Naught of you will remain. And free her. You're a lifesaver. Damn you, so it be. I will assume her form. Tremble for the mighty auspice Tamamo Gozen. Oh god, we need to spread out. I'm not finished yet. curse to spell your doom. I shall drink deep of the ambient air and render you to ash. Such baleful energy. We're in trouble if we don't do something. You survived? He's win it. Now's our chance. It matters not so long as I have this power. My victory's assured. No, I will not lose to vermin like you. No. Ow. Well, he's alive. Well done. Itoka, it's finally done. What am I doing here? I fear as though I've just woken from the strangest dream. Well, you see. This cowardly cur assaulted you from behind and knocked you unconscious. You have shown the sun disgrace this day. You will feel the scorn impressed upon your flesh. You shall forget the warmth of his radiance. In the shadows will you scream, yet none will hear. Prepare yourself. Death would have been too good a fate for him. He deserves to spend the rest of his days feeling the weight of his crimes. Now we've honored Itoka's memory and reclaimed the cocoon. No words can express my gratitude, Desiree. I can finally go home, but my community awaits our foremost hunter's triumphant return. What expression will come over our faces when a village disgrace arrives instead? I don't know if I can bear to see. Our journey to reclaim the Dreamweave cocoon has come to an end at long last. Would that I could return home in high spirits. As I recall, you said Shashepia is the one who requested your help, yes? Let us make the journey back to Leolal, report to her all that has happened. You're back. Were you able to retrieve a Dreamweave's cocoon? Itoka isn't with you? Come on. Right. Kuiyki? Thank goodness you're alive! Itoka is unfortunately not. May her soul rest in the cocoon's embrace. I can't believe Itoka is gone. Yes, our village's greatest hunter is lost to us, while its greatest failure survives. Here, take a cocoon back where it belongs. Home. I have no right to return home. Don't be ridiculous. You're a child of a forest. You're a dear sister. You can always come home. The entire village has been worried sick about you. We all saw how crestfallen you were. So when you suddenly disappeared, we feared you took your life. For 3 days and nights we scoured land and water to find you. Yet look at you now, Kuiyki. Not only are you hale and whole, but you have reclaimed the cocoon too. I'm sure that Itoka's spirit hunting the forest above is smiling down at you with pride. And she would much rather you take up her mantle and protect the village than wallow in guilt over her death. Nothing escapes your gaze now, after all. Isn't that right? Thank you, Shashepia. It's settled. You will return home with me, and finally our village can breathe a sigh of relief. And it would be remiss of me not to thank you properly, Desiree, for assisting Kuiyki in reclaiming the Dreamweave cocoon. You have my heartfelt gratitude. I was little more than a liar and a hypocrite when we first met. But during our time together, I discovered that I'm so much more than that. That with the right tools, even I could become a hunter worthy of following in Itoka's footsteps. I'm truly grateful of you for helping me to see that. Farewell for now, Desiree. I hope that one day our paths may cross again. Goodbye, you two. Maybe we see each other again at the collab quest at the end. So when we finished all the role quests, there's usually one where all of them come together. Dreams woven anew. Good, but that would be it for this episode. Until next time, when we play more Final Fantasy XIV, I'm Mason. Don't get lost.